Okay, we're all set. Welcome to NorCal Gooners number 3. NorCal Gooners podcast. Um, September 15, 2020. Waited a couple days. We wanted the match days to conclude. Chelsea and Wolves played on Monday. Wanted to touch up on that, so that's why we're going live today. And we took a little break. We had a couple weeks off. Um, Joining us today, we've got OF Omar Fernandez, OF Designs. As you can see, not a NorCal Gooner. He's a SoCal. I don't know, what do you call them? Red Devils.
Yeah, go by
Anyway,
that.
so we just thought we'd throw in a very jealous Manchester United fan's opinion. One of our talking points today, despite there being rumors of Manchester United interest, Aubameyang signed a ting. He signed a ting. So let me get started guiding the conversation over to a big congratulations to Arsenal women. I don't know if you guys saw that result. Arsenal women won 9-1 against West Ham.
That
9
was
to
a
1.
straight up beat down.
Yep. Beat down.
Straight up
Here you
beat
go.
down.
Jill Roord had 3. Viviane Miedema had 2. Kim Little had 1. Beth Mead had 1. Leah Williamson had 1. And Caitlin Ford had 1. And it was pretty even, it looked like, until Gilly Flaherty, I'm going to say it like that, sorry if I butcher that, got a red card in the 34th. And then after that, it was all Arsenal. So, huge dub for them.
And I think that's Jill's back-to-back hat tricks now.
Ooh. Might have missed
6
that.
goals in 2 games. Insane.
Man. Putting up Auba numbers.
But I think Beth Meads was the best of the bunch, in my opinion.
She's coming off the left side, or the right side, puts it in with her left, right? Far side. Yeah, that was nice.
Correct.
Beautiful.
That was Aubameyang-esque right there.
You saw it on Saturday from Auba coming in from the left, and then you saw it from Mead from coming in from the right. So, yeah, that's a congrats for them. Now let's talk about Arsenal Fulham. Let's start with the Manchester United perspective. Did you see any of the goals? Did you watch any of the game?
I watched the highlights. You guys, it was a very great offensive attacks. A lot more smooth movement throughout the midfield. Looked more solid in the defense. Sometimes, like past season or two, sometimes Arsenal's defense hasn't been very consistent, but Arsenal looked pretty solid for the start of the Premier League. But it's can't get too overconfident. Let's see how it is when it comes to like a bigger team. But it's a good start.
I mean, I think we did get a little bit of a scare in like the first couple minutes when they passed it back to Gabriel.
And Leno had to come out and make that save. Yeah.
And then I think he thought that the ball had a lot more pace on it than it did.
Yeah.
And that could have been messy right off the get-go.
Yep.
But it looked like Leno was very alert to the mistake, and thankfully he was able to smother any chances of them scoring early on. So who knows? One goal that early, will really inspire a team that has a lot to prove. Given that they just came up from the championship, so it's all to play for.
Yeah. Now I remember 2 seasons ago when they came up, they invested a ton of money, like they got like Jean-Michel Seri, Andre Shirley, and they pumped. I think it was well over 100 million, and
I think it was over 100 mil.
And I don't know what their investment was like this time around, but not a good result for them. But I'll take that Auba goal. Well, let's back up. Let's start with the first one. That was a ball forward to Auba. Aubameyang gives that pass back to Tierney. Tierney like chops it, misses entirely, and then Willian takes a shot on target and it lands at Laka's feet. for a little
Actually, I
tap
think
in.
it was Shaka that took a swing at it that landed at Willian's feet.
You're right. You're right. It was Shaka. Yeah.
I
And
only know that because I have Shaka on my fantasy team, and I was really hoping for an assist.
yep. Um,
But yeah, it was Shaka that kind of scuffed it into the ground. Actually, not scuffed it, but just drilled it into the
sliced
ground,
it.
which landed at Willian's feet. Willian
Okay.
still had a really good shot in, despite kind of scrambling. But that bounce off of the keeper, who actually made a really good save to stop Willian's effort, just fortunately landed to a very present Lacazette right at the back post.
Right, right. And Lacazette actually breaking a record there, right? I think he's the only player to open the two different Premier League seasons with a goal. Or he scored a goal in the opening game of two different Premier League seasons. The first goal of the whole season. So that was an interesting one.
With a little golf clap for that one.
Yep, yep. A little golf clap. Let's see. Well, there was a chance before the second goal, right? Willian takes a free kick. And it hits the post, right? Keeper, I think it beat the keeper. I don't think the keeper gets a hand on it, and it just goes off the post. Great shot. Not over the wall, kind of like in between the wall, right?
Yeah, but it definitely had that top spin.
Yeah, that little whip.
Which gave it that really nice dip that unfortunately didn't see the back of the net, but post close enough.
Just a call out or a shout out for people are so scared of the free kick on the ground when the wall jumps. They put that player that lays down. I just laugh every time. I just see somebody laying down behind all these players.
Yeah, apparently you can't set yourself up like that before the kick is actually taken. So they have to throw themselves down on the ground right before it is taken. Apparently that's like the ruling against that.
Yeah. Wow.
But you could just tell that, that's what he was setting up for.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Goal number 2.
Yeah. Goal number 2 by Gabriel. Debut goal for our young Brazilian.
Yep.
Who I thought was like powered it in with his head, but apparently came off his shoulder.
Yeah.
But hey man, a goal's a goal. What can you say?
Huh? And he megged the keeper in the process.
Oh yeah, made the keeper in the process too.
Lucky you got the keeper like that, right? Because he can't react fast enough. He can't move his leg fast enough. So
too fast, too soon.
Yep.
As a keeper myself, those are tough ones to swallow, but you gotta take them though.
Yeah, exactly. And
gotta stop them all.
Overall numbers for Gabriel. Solid, performance out there. Scores his goal. Other than that one, early mistake, letting it go back to Leno. He had 113 passes. 107 of them were successful. So 95% passing success rate. He looked comfortable playing the ball out from the back. Not just him. Between Holding, Tierney, and Gabriel, I think they all look great. I think this whole playing from the back system is really starting to pick up. You can see they're not scared to be pressured like they were before. And in fact, not just the Chelsea goal in the FA Cup final, Aubameyang's goal for the Fulham game comes from the same type of setup. A couple of players playing it in the back. Actually, if you play them side by side, it's pretty similar. They get the ball down to the right. Hector Bellerin pushes it forward in both scenarios, and I think the only difference is the midfield player, right? Against Fulham, it was Willian who gets that assist. Against Chelsea, it was Bukayo Saka, who puts that across for Aubameyang. So very, very similar goals. If you watch them side by side, they look almost identical. And I think we're going to see Aubameyang do a lot of that.
And I think the whole reason why we played from the back is to then draw everybody else towards the ball. So pulling everyone back so that way that does free up that space, to ping that ball in behind and score like we did with Aubameyang's goal.
Exactly. And you watch both of those replays. Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Kieran Tierney make the exact same run in both of those plays. Tierney around the back, AMN in through like the middle, drawing a defender and just freeing up so much space for Auba to come in and put that on, with his right foot.
Yep, you got to give the defender a decision to make whether to follow the guy making the run or follow or stay with the guy that has the ball.
Exactly. So, yeah, Gabriel comes out, and I think he does a great job for his first game. It's against the newly promoted side, so against West Ham, it should be a little bit of a tougher challenge. West Ham, I believe, lost their first game.
They did.
They
I
played
think it was against Southampton.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, that's what
right.
it was.
They played Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
They lost
2-0.
2-0, and you could tell David Moyes wasn't happy about it. Just watching some of the highlights and watching all the stuff he had to say. But that's good for us, right? The wounded gazelle. We need to take advantage of that. They're coming off a defeat, and it's our. I feel like that's our game to lose. That's Arsenal's game to lose because on paper, better squad, and it just seems like the team has just gone like since Arteta came in and started implementing his style. It's like a kind of like a renewed motivation that you see coming from Arsenal.
Absolutely, it's definitely something that's very refreshing, considering how stale it had gotten over the Unai Emery era. But whatever it is that Arteta is saying to these players, it's really gassing them up. It's really motivating them to want to play even better, which is now starting to bear fruit in such a short amount of time.
Exactly.
Yeah, Arsenal has looked like a whole completely different squad ever since Arteta took over.
And
so how do you feel then, Omar, like our two teams would match up head to head?
Well,
like, do you see Arsenal now as a bigger threat, or do you think that your team has made enough reinforcements to still,
I've always
get a good result?
I've always seen Arsenal as a threat, but it's like my United and your Arsenal, we go through slumps a little bit. We've been going through slumps here and there, so it can always go either way. But Arsenal had a good start. United had a friendly versus Aston Villa. We lost, but a lot of good movement. I saw some Van de Beek did really good. Him and Luke Shaw were linking up very well, doing a lot of runs, and we were attacking a lot through the wing. It's just we were lacking a bit on the offensive side. I'm just hoping that Anthony Martial will have a good season. Still waiting for some more reinforcements. Still waiting, but
like how bitter do you feel about Jordan Sancho not being completed yet?
I'm upset. Like the personal terms have been agreed. Is just drop the extra 20 mil. He's young. He can make him like the future turn him and Martial and Rashford into a front three. See if we can develop him into a lethal front three like Salah, Mane, and Firmino, something like that. It's just, and now they're looking at alternatives since the board doesn't really want to drop that much money on Sancho. I'm bitter right now. I'm just like, just drop the money on him.
I don't know. It's just the way I see it is that if a quality player, or what I would consider to be like a world-class player, wants to join your club and already has agreed personal terms, you think that the club would fork over whatever it is in order to get that deal across the line.
Not just that. You see it so often when a player wants to leave or really wants to leave, they'll hand in the transfer request. And as far as I know, Jadon Sancho hasn't done that. So I think Jadon Sancho's a little bit guilty of flirting with Manchester United too.
True. I think
I
he's
think
teasing him a little bit, but who knows? I don't know. I guess I'm a little salty too, to some degree, only because I want to see a player like that just absolutely just
Absolutely,
tearing
yeah.
it up in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Makes
yeah,
it,
and
more exciting, more competitive. You know, that'll
I
that
really,
old
I really,
motto.
I, I, I really wanted to come to United and tear it up because, as you can remember, he came out of Manchester City,
Yeah.
and then
That
Yeah,
from
would feel
Manchester
good for
City he
United fans,
went
huh?
to Dortmund, and that's when he came out, and then now he's like he has personal terms agreed with United. I hope he comes, and I hope he tears it up, and I hope he scores a hat trick when we play City if he comes.
wishful thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it feels when we've got when you've got a Chelsea or a player that came through Chelsea's academy and ended up at Arsenal, right? Eddie Nketiah plays for Arsenal, but he was in the Chelsea academy from 2008 to 2015. So just that's like one of those wins for us. And Nketiah, England under 21s had 3 goals. I think he had a perfect hat trick, right? A left right header. Um, so I know exactly what you mean by saying you'd love to have Sancho.
I feel like a lot of players have come through Chelsea and not succeeded, but then have gone on to other clubs and then just absolutely tear them
Oh
up.
yeah, that's a Chelsea.
Salah, Kevin De
Yeah,
Bruyne,
KDB and Mo Salah. That's the two examples.
Lukaku, except when he was at United.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
no sourness
Now he's
behind
at
that statement.
and kind of
he's just
talking about Chelsea players, moving on. The Chelsea retirement home, Arsenal. That's what they're
Oh
calling it,
God,
right? Peter Cech, then David Luiz. Now we've got
now
Willian.
Willian.
Willian on his debut. What did you think?
I mean, he looked good. He looked like this was the right challenge for him to start fresh with the new club and with some new ideas. And I think he's given more of like that lax position of not having to defend as much. So I think he's able to express himself a little bit more creatively, like on the ball. So for me, it looks good. And he got a hat trick of assists, so
Yeah, they didn't
he
count. They didn't count the
could
shot,
have
but
been
yeah,
worse.
yeah.
And
Officially, I don't think the shot that the keeper parries. I don't think they count that as the assist.
okay, well,
But
fair enough. He still got two
yeah, on his debut.
on his debut.
Yeah, yeah, looking great. I think the challenge for Arteta is gonna be how do you fit Laka, Auba, Pepe, Willian. We saw Mesut Ozil play against Villa, which we lost. We also lost to Villa in preseason, just like I know you pointed it out that United did. But um, you know, how do you fit all this? Like now, all of a sudden, it's looking like we have a lot of talented players, up top, and up top was probably our best, um, our best arrangement, our best section of the team, the top three, the front three. But now it's like it's starting to look like it's going to get a little crowded, and then you start adding hopefully players like Partey and Awar, and now all of a sudden Arsenal look just like they've got so much depth going forward.
That's true. I mean, I don't know how you say it. AOR, AORA, I don't know.
I just
But
I just
if
heard
if
Robbie
he,
from AFTV calling him Awar over and over, so
I
that's
don't
what I'm
know.
going
I,
with.
I wouldn't I wouldn't trust his pronunciation as far as
That's
I
true.
could
He
go.
butchers everything.
He butchers everything there. Uh, but he could play in like that role, like that kind of deep lying, like creative midfielder, kind of like how Santi did for us a little bit, and kind of how I guess Danny Ceballos has kind of taken that position for now. So who knows? Maybe Shaka and himself could create that part or that partnership. Or I don't know. Maybe Thomas Partey might might be the upgrade to Shaka, but he's been playing pretty good
Yeah,
recently. No
Shaka.
complaints from him.
Yeah, I would say Partey a little bit different style player than him, but the way Shaka's been playing, I don't see Shaka's place in the team threatened anytime soon.
hmm I mean, Wenger obviously brought him in. Um, and Unai stuck by him too. And now it looks like Arteta has seen the same thing that all these other managers have seen in him. So it looks like his place is pretty much cemented in that midfield.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw pictures. He was supposed to be back from international games, and he was supposed to have the day off, right, a day of rest. And he still showed up to the training pitch, and he was watching all his teammates and stuff. And that's the kind of thing that you like to see from a player who, in my opinion, is only he's not captain only because Aubameyang is the captain, because we need him as the captain to lead the team, score his goals, and we rely on him so much. But otherwise, I think the claim to the captain's armband is either Granit Xhaka, possibly a Hector Bellerin.
Maybe, but given the fact that we're hearing rumors that he might be heading back to Barcelona,
Yeah,
could be
those
could
Bellerin
be
rumors,
a doubtful.
they're everywhere. He's linked to PSG. He's linked to
Yep.
Barcelona.
Well, apparently PSG made the official bid for him for 25 mil, which is an absolute slap to the face, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
Especially when Ben Chilwell is going for 50 mil. Like, come on, man, really?
very true.
When
You know what? That puts it
Maguire was
into
going for
perspective.
80 mil.
Defenders are hard to. You know what? I see Chelsea pays so much for players like the Kepa transfer. Chelsea, they got Kepa for what was it, 80 mil or something, or 70 mil, like a
70,
I
80
believe the
mil. I
most
have no
expensive
idea.
goalkeeper.
ridiculous
The
amount.
most expensive goalkeeper.
And I would take Emi Martinez any day of the week, and we let him go for 20. What?
Mm-hmm.
I
To Aston
understand you're trying
Villa.
to fund the team, but man, oh, I see.
I would
Yeah,
have.
that's right. He's going to Villa. He said if you can't beat him, you join
I
him because they beat us in the preseason friendly.
I would have liked to have seen him in a bigger club in the Premier League, but it might happen. What happened to Henderson that went out on loan to Sheffield for 2 years, and he brought him, he helped them get up to the Premier League, and then
Yeah,
he had an amazing season for them.
yeah,
And then just going back a little bit to the Willian, as soon as I saw the links to Arsenal, I told you guys that he was gonna be a great signing for you guys. Think I don't know if it was just David or also Sergio, but you guys weren't too sure. But I told you guys he's an
I
experienced, successful winger in the Premier League. If anything, yeah, he's a little bit of age, but if anything, he can help guide Pepe in the right direction because
yeah.
Pepe really didn't have that great of a first season. But it wasn't a bad one, but it wasn't great. He can
It, it, it
he can help
wasn't
guide him a little bit.
it wasn't 70 plus million euros great, but he go back and watch a highlight reel, and you'll realize he did better than a lot of people think he did. I know a lot of
Yeah,
people say, "Oh, you paid 70 million for that." Hear banter from other clubs, but it's like watch him just slowly progress to just destroying people, getting assists, goals, and by the end of the season, I think Pepe was turning up really well.
he was comfortable. He was
I mean,
comfortable, and that's what I saw from.
I used the FA Cup final as kind of like my example of how good Pepe is.
Yeah,
Like he was
exactly.
putting on like a man of the match like performance and damn near got it. If it wasn't for Alba's two very clutch goals, but um, yeah, he looked. He's a stud, man. I think this year he can really try to cement his place in the team.
And the league.
And I really and the league. I really hope he does. Only given the fact that he is Arsenal's most expensive player that we've ever purchased.
And he's still pretty young. He's still got time to develop, and I hope that he has a good season.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm always all about. I'm always about. I always support young players with potential. I'm always cheering them on.
So what's funny is that Pepe's transfer fee is almost equivalent to Kepa's transfer fee.
yeah,
So which one would you take? Let's be real.
yeah. Very true. Very true.
I'd rather take Pepe.
Yeah.
I
10
think
times
any
out of
team
10,
would.
my friend.
Pepe, I don't want to have a player that refuses to come off when the coach is trying to
yeah.
send a more
That was a
experienced
funny
player.
one.
I
Sorry
don't know.
was a
I
little
think that's
pissed
an
at that one.
example of a player thinking that he's bigger than the manager and bigger than the club.
No, if I was the manager, if I was the main person in Chelsea, I would have just sold him right then and there.
Yep, he would have been on the
But
transfer market right then.
it looks like he's on his way out.
He stuck around for another
I
season.
think
Lampard kept him, and
he's he,
now I don't know who they're after, but
the Ch-
now
they
I
got
think
they,
Mendy.
they got a goalkeeper, Mendy.
they already got him.
I believe like
Let me look.
everything is pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much a done deal. It looks like Fabrizio has
18,
reported on
18
it.
million euros.
Okay.
18 million euros.
Now, here's something that bugs me. Well, yeah, I'll just say this first, and then we can move on to the topic. Something that bugs me about the Emi Martinez transfer is we're selling him for a reported 20 million pounds or euros, not sure.
I think it's pounds.
Selling him for 20 million pounds, and immediately we start seeing all these links to all these keepers. One that has worked with the goalkeeper coach, I forget his name, but and you start seeing these for 10 million, 11 million. It's like, are you really gonna just make 10 million profit? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. Sure, Emi Martinez, he deserves to play first team. He deserves to play in the Premier League. And I support his decision and everything, but you let a keeper like that go for 20 million, and then you have to sign a replacement for 10. I don't think that's great business, right? Especially when you're trying to fund bigger moves.
I don't know. At least like the reports that I was seeing is that we were linked to an Icelandic goalkeeper, and that we were gonna pick him up in like the region of like 2 million. So I don't know. I would probably look into like those rumors, but it looks to be like something that could be almost done. And I've actually heard also reports that the medical has already been completed. It's just now they're just finalizing the deal.
I don't know if I'm saying this, but his name is Runar Alex Runarsson from Iceland.
Yes, that keeper.
Okay. Plays for Dijon in League One.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal look like they will complete a profitable deal to replace a player they're getting 16 million for. I don't see what they're paying for this Icelandic keeper. Yeah, I don't know what that number is yet. I don't see. Oh, here you go. The Icelandic report claims the player will cost Arsenal around 1.5 million. Okay, when you're dealing with numbers like that, I'll take that. What do you think about giving Matt Macy a shot to just be the second keeper?
I mean, he looks good, man. I mean, he's freaking
from what
tall.
you've seen, right? Yeah.
He's athletic, man. Like, how often do you come across like a keeper like that? I mean, it gives me like flashbacks to like Peter Cech in his prime.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
Matt Macy, I think the goalkeeper coaches are the ones, they're going to know better than anyone. And kind of from personal experience, obviously no professional background, the keepers work separate from the rest of the team until it's time to do like drills and shots and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if the goalkeeper coach is the one telling Arteta every week, saying, look, this guy, this is how he looks, he's doing great. Matt Macy, 26 years old, by goalkeeper age, that's still pretty young.
That's very young.
Goalkeepers play till they're like 40 in some cases, right?
Look at Buffon.
Yeah, exactly. So still pretty young. I guess, only time will tell if he'll get his shot playing, for the first team. I could see Matt Macy playing a League Cup or something.
I wouldn't mind it.
Okay. So let's just say, Emi Martinez, congratulations. You're going to be the starting goalkeeper at Villa. Good luck to Emmy for in all of his future endeavors. And he's one of those players that you hate to see leave, but you understand.
Yeah, I think because he's just wanting to now accomplish some kind of personal goals and maybe trying to break through into the Argentina squad.
And he's gonna have to
So
play first team to do it. Yeah.
he's got to play first team football, and then then you're looking at the World Cup coming up as well, and if he cements his spot a year before that, then I think he's going to be achieving all those personal accolades that he wants to be achieving.
Yeah. Um. Let's see. Danny Ceballos, another year on loan. As far as I know, that doesn't come with an option to buy. Real Madrid's still holding on to him. But I'm excited. I'm glad we got Danny Ceballos back. I think it's a great signing. He knows the system, consistent midfielder. Um, Arteta convinced him. It looks like throughout his time working with Arteta. It's amazing how many players credit him with this. They're saying the head coach called me, so it had a huge influence on me staying or signing for the club. And you like to see it. You like to see a coach personally involved in all this, getting the players like Danny Ceballos to stick with the team.
Absolutely. I mean, I was a little skeptical at first, just given that I've only watched a few highlights of Danny Ceballos, but then I think it was against Burnley where he really showed us his ability, and I was excited to have a player like that on our books, and to have somebody in the midfield like that, just kind of taking the game by the scruff of the neck and really just putting on a performance.
Yeah. So Danny Ceballos, um, him and Eddie and Ketia, little shoving match right before the game started. A little heated. Danny Ceballos went in a little hard. Eddie told give him a little shove, said calm down, and they had to be separated.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't see the video until it was sent to me, in one of our group chats, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Wait,
yeah.
what is going on here?"
Yep. But
I
of
don't
course,
know.
right away after the match, there's an Instagram post, right? Danny Ceballos saying no bad blood here or something like that. Him and Nketiah standing right next to each other, so they squashed that pretty fast. No need to worry there.
Yeah, got
Okay.
to put out the media fire sooner than later.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. We are 33 minutes in. We kind of touched up on all the topics we had down that we wanted to cover. So I say let's go over any transfer links or anything that you've heard. Um, Anything like that. Any closing thoughts?
I know
I
there's
think
still
we're
that
kind of
a whole.
still like a whole
I
month
think there's
left,
still that a
so
whole. And then there's still the whole Thiago
Yeah,
oh
transfer
he
yeah,
doesn't
saga.
have a club yet. So okay, so let's talk about Thiago or Coutinho. Who do you take?
Thiago. Thiago,
Yeah,
man,
Thiago has
his
he's been more consistent. He well, Coutinho did really good in Barcelona, but it's like Coutinho is more of like a bit of a more mid winger, and then Thiago's more central. But if we can, I know the Barcelona players, they want Thiago back. They don't want the Wijnaldum. I don't know if I pronounced it
That's
correctly.
right, Gini
I know
Wijnaldum.
the coach wants him, but the players want Thiago back. They're like, it's time for you to come back home. And then I think he's kind of also interested in playing for Liverpool.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool the only player they've signed is that left back.
From
from like
Olympiacos, right?
Olympiacos.
Yeah. They've signed
Yeah,
that
from
left back.
Olympiacos.
I mean, I understand that if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach. But you're essentially playing with the same team for the third season in a row right now without any major signings, you know. And they've lost Adam
Hmm.
Lallana. Let's see, who else have they sold?
Lovren.
Yeah, Dejan Lovren. Um, I guess they're gonna rely on players like what's his name? Curtis Jones? Is it Curtis Jones? And Rion Brewster. You know, maybe
Yeah.
they're youngsters to start showing
Brewster,
up.
the legend.
Brewster the legend. um,
Well, I mean, I was watching the match between Liverpool and Leeds, and their defense just did not look up to scratch.
didn't.
Um,
They've got that champions
they
hangover.
they got
Van
the
Dyke, massive error. The first goal or the second goal, I forgot which one it
Yeah, yeah,
was.
he did.
I think it was Trent that made the error on the first goal, where he just got
Oh, Trent got
absolutely
torn up, man.
just torn up.
Was not
Um,
expecting a player like TAA to get chopped up like that.
yeah, Harrison made him look
Yeah,
like he was playing like grade school again, so
yeah.
it looked bad.
Shout out to Leeds coming
Uh,
back from behind 3 different times.
oh yeah, Leeds look legit, man. I mean, honestly,
Hmm
they look good.
I'm excited for them.
There were hints of it too. How far did they make it in the FA Cup? We beat them in the what?
Uh,
Quarters?
I think we beat him in the later stages of the
It was
tournament, but yeah,
either the quarters or the semis. It was right. Was it
yeah.
before or after Sheffield? I,
It was before Sheffield
okay, and then so I think Sheffield was the quarters, and then the final or the semis, and then the finals was. No, did we beat
City.
somebody big for the semis?
I'm pretty sure we beat City for the semis.
See, it all like
Um,
gets crunched together with the way that it ended there. Oh, see, they're already reporting the new FA Cup. Everybody's playing, the preliminary rounds already. Let
yeah,
me
but
see.
Leeds looked really good. It looked really promising. So hopefully, they don't take that defeat too badly, and they can just focus on getting those 3 points against Fulham that they're going to face this weekend. So
Yeah,
I expect pretty much the same intensity that they did against Liverpool. So um, I'm praying for a blowout or something because I got a lot of Leeds players on my fantasy teams. And Fulham, on the other hand, the other newly promoted team, not looking good.
no, not looking good.
I'm saying it right now. They're probably going to get relegated. Not going to lie. After week one.
Really? After week one, you're gonna put them relegated
After after
already?
after week one, I'm willing to put money down that they're going to get relegated.
Yeah. It's too early to tell. Anybody could slip up. Aston Villa barely didn't get relegated.
Yeah, they barely hung on.
Barely.
Yeah. Here you go.
But
There's what it was. FA Cup final, Chelsea semis, City quarters, Sheffield.
yep, told you.
That's what it was. You were right. Portsmouth in the 5th round. Oh, so we played Leeds earlier than I thought we did. FA Cup 3rd round.
Wow.
That's what it was. Yeah. Yep. Let's just do one quick little recap of the results for this past weekend. So, matches.
For sure.
Obviously, both Manchester clubs didn't play. Villa and who were they supposed to play? Villa and who's the other team that didn't feature?
Was it Burnley?
Um, Burnley.
Yeah, I think it was Burnley.
I think you're right. It was Burnley.
I know United was supposed to play. I think we're supposed to play Villa.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, both Manchester clubs, Aston Villa and Burnley. So let's go over results. Arsenal won 3-0 in the opener. Laka opens the entire Premier League, score sheet. It's great. And then you got Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Crystal Palace, a goal from Will Saha, who looks motivated. I was watching some of the highlights, and Will Saha looks Like he's ready to start tearing things up again.
That's good to see, given the fact that a couple of transfer windows ago, he was looking for an exit.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't get it, and happy to see him back. In form, opening on on his opening game, scores a goal. Um, Pretty nice one too. Um, Liverpool versus Leeds, we all saw that 7-goal thriller. Um,
Instant classic.
yep. Leeds fight their way back 3 different times. You can argue that there were defensive mistakes from Liverpool, but you can also argue 2 of the goals were penalties. So I would say pretty even match. Pretty solid a match from Leeds. Not the greatest job, coming out to defend their title from Liverpool. Possession 48% Liverpool, 52% Leeds. Wow. Was not expecting Leeds to lead in possession.
Man, they're
Newcastle.
looking good.
What's that?
They're looking good.
Yeah, they are. They are. We're gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the top half of the table. By judging by the way they played and how well they were playing before. West Ham Newcastle. Newcastle wins 2-0. Goals by Callum Wilson and Jeff Hendrick. Not much to say about that one. I didn't really watch it. Just watch the highlights afterwards.
Yeah, West Ham are not looking good right now either.
Yeah.
Just David Moyes just doesn't have him playing with a lot of confidence right now. I think the only really kind of like standout player that I saw was Suchek. He was the only one kind of really making a lot of like forward runs, given that he's only a midfielder. But he looked like the brightest light in a very, very down team.
Yep. Now I don't pay too much attention to West Ham. Suchek, new player?
Yeah, I believe he came in the January window last season.
Okay. Yeah, I see that now. Loaned out to West Ham from Slavia Prague, and then finally purchased at the end, the 2020.
Yeah, he was really good.
Campaign. Yep. Now the other high scoring game, well, high scoring from one side, Leicester versus West Brom. Jamie Vardy nets 2 penalties. A good start to his defense of the Golden Boot, right? He's got 2 goals now in the first game. Only behind Mo Salah, who got a hat trick. And the signing from Atalanta, Timothy Castagne, he scores the first one for Leicester. What is he, the
they
right
look
back?
good. Yeah, I'm expecting big things from Leicester this season. Given that they did really well the last season, and the season before that. So hopefully they can continue this good run that they're on.
Yeah, and you see Leicester with a lot of what I would say pretty young talent in the midfield. You've got James Maddison. How old is he? He's got to be like 22. Maybe 23 or 24. And then you've got Dennis Pratt, who's 26. Tielemans is only 23. And then they've got Mendy. Mendy's 28. But I think Leicester has set themselves up to have a decent midfield for a long time.
Absolutely. I think it's just we're getting towards the twilight years of Jamie Vardy's career, I feel. So
Yeah.
it looks like they're going to have to be in the market for a new striker sooner than later.
Yeah. Jamie Vardy, does he go to a small club or does he go back to championship? What do you think? Who buys Jamie Vardy?
I think he might just stay at Leicester City and maybe play number 2.
MLS? No? You don't see that
No,
one?
I don't think so.
I think he's gonna stay. He's gonna finish his career at Lancaster.
And then we had Tottenham Everton.
Yep.
Everton sneaking the win by Calvert-Lewin header. It's always good to see Tottenham lose,
Yep.
especially on the home opener.
And Richarlison missed 2 pretty much sitters. You can argue that.
I mean,
he
should have squared that one back to Calvert-Lewin.
He should have, and he missed 2 clear opportunities on goal. I didn't see. I watched the highlights. I don't remember anything notable coming from Tottenham.
Nope, dead team.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. So
have you seen?
They only my 2 players on fantasy league only from Tottenham only got me 1 point each.
Yeah, they're a dead
Son
team.
and Bergwijn, like.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys are watching the documentary series All or Nothing that features Tottenham, but it's on Amazon and they look dead. Their whole club they need to just start with a brand new team.
Yeah.
I think they need to sell. They should just sell Harry Kane, invest in a different set of players because the ones that they have right now they're just not up for the challenge. And then you can kind of tell as well, just with the documentary, you can kind of see behind the scenes, how Jose, describing a lot of the players, and it's all bad, which is great news for us as Arsenal fans and United fan.
Yeah. Yep. We're just gonna have to see. Hopefully, London stays red all season, but we're gonna have to see what happens.
I think he even shows Dele Alli and Eric Dyer's arguing.
Yep.
I think I saw an article about that.
I'll have to watch it then. I'm behind on that.
Yeah, I've watched 2 episodes so far, and it gives me a smile every time I turn it on.
Yep. Dele Alli with a porn star mustache.
Oh God! Don't even get me started there.
Honestly, like,
he featured in his own porno, man. Whether that was him or not, that looked a lot like him.
A lot like him.
I don't know if you remember.
I haven't heard anything about Dele Alli from this past season. I totally had forgotten he was playing.
Did you see that
weird? Dele Alli is like.
I forgot who shared it. Somebody in our group shared it, but it was like the weirdest thing. It was like Tottenham looking to have Gareth Bale come back on loan, but Dele Alli would go to Real Madrid.
That was me.
Like,
I shared
you
that.
shared that.
Yeah.
What? Why?
David.
Who's making
this
stuff
up? In what world does
up?
that make sense?
Who's making that up?
I don't know. I think their chairman, Levy or whatever, Levy, I think he's living on, past successes, if you want to call it anything with Tottenham in the last 20 years is success. Other than the fact that they built a beautiful stadium, other than that,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he misses Bale. I don't know.
What about the 44 million that Wolverhampton paid for an 18-year-old Fabio Silva from Porto?
That was an interesting one. I did see that. I don't know what to make of it. I've never seen Fabio Silva play. I've never looked up, his highlights or anything.
I've seen a few clips of him. He reminds me a lot like Jimenez in the striker position. Like, I think he has a little bit more pace, but I feel like he still has that natural killer instinct inside and outside the box.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how he would do, and like, honestly, I would like to see him do good. But apparently, there's those jokes running around that Wolverhampton is becoming the Portugal national team with all the Portuguese players they've been signing.
True.
They have at least like 10 Portugal players on their books right now. I swear. How is that?
Their coach is Portuguese, right? Nuno Espírito Santo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Portuguese as well.
There's that connection right there.
And,
but they did look really good.
It only took Jimenez 3 minutes to score.
3 minutes
this season.
And you know what?
Man.
That finish
3
was
minutes,
nice.
and it was a beauty. Technique. Oh my! It's like he wanted to do that. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna swing my leg or do this. Nope. He placed it there on purpose, and it was just a beauty.
Yeah, he measured
it well. That was deliberate.
Yep, he's on my draft team, so I was happy with that one.
If you're willing to make a trade.
No, I'm gonna hold on to him. My top three were Aubameyang, then Mo Salah, then KDB. I got to pick third. You picked Mo Salah. Fern picked Aubameyang. I was like
I
KDB. I gotta
I
lock him
picked
in.
sixth. I was last.
Yeah, but you got to go twice.
Yeah.
That's
Honestly, I'm
that's what
I'm
makes
I'm
up
I'm
for it.
waiting for Sancho to come into the Premier League so I could just trade somebody for him.
It's got to be
I
approved by the
want him
league
on my
mod.
team.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, back to the last fixture that we saw. We have Brighton versus Chelsea. How do you guys make of Chelsea's performance?
Not what I expected. Not at all. As a matter of fact, Brighton came out swinging, man. Brighton, like the whole first 10 minutes were all Brighton. Here's
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, just I don't know. I felt that they should have easily buried a few chances, but I think it just kind of goes back to just they don't have the same quality that other teams in the top half actually possess. So if they were playing a different team, that Chelsea side, they would have been absolutely hammered by someone else.
Yep.
A City, a Liverpool, shoot, even an Arsenal. I don't know. On our day, we can be scary, but I mean, they just 3-1 doesn't really tell the story.
Yeah, I
Is
agree
is
with
what
that.
I got from this result.
Yep.
But I think Werner looks really good.
He did.
It
You
looks
can
like
see
he's
the
up for the
pace up
challenge.
top,
Yeah,
man.
he's pacey,
Yep.
quick.
His,
He's gonna be tough to
his,
stop.
I think Kai Havertz wasn't played in his
a
ideal
central position.
position. Now Kai Havertz is talented. He can play anywhere in like the top 3 or play as a 10. It was just he didn't seem at his best coming from the right hand side. Looking at the formation, looks like the Premier League, the official like stats and everything, have the formation as a 4-2-2-2. Um, I don't, maybe it's because Pulisic is injured. I feel like maybe you could have doubled up. You could have had like Timo Werner and Tammy Abraham or something with Kai Havertz playing behind them. It was just really, really odd to try to make Jorginho and Conte and Mason Mount and Kai Havertz all kind of, sit in that center. But hey, I'm not the coach. Lampard must have thought it was, a good idea. It didn't seem like the most efficient way to align that team to me.
I don't think so either.
I think he's still testing out the waters with the rotating the team around. I think he'll eventually find the right formation, the right setup for this squad because he literally has brought in some players, and if once they get moving, this is gonna be a tough Chelsea squad to beat.
Yeah. If you had all of the players healthy, I think you could make an argument for Chelsea fighting for the title. I think you could.
Completely agree.
Assuming that all the players, that things start to click pretty soon here and everybody's healthy, I think you could do it. We didn't see Thiago Silva. Christian Pulisic was out injured. Ben Chilwell didn't play. He's got his lack of match fitness, all of that. Reece James starting out at the right.
Ooh, his screamer.
Yeah, seriously. Kurt Zuma, not who I envisioned, would be, starting, let alone scoring.
It was a
Hey,
lucky goal.
Yeah.
Deflection.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
So the stats kind of go like this: Brighton, 13 shots on target, Chelsea 10. I'm sorry, 13 shots total, Chelsea 10. Brighton had 3 on target, Chelsea had 5. Brighton had 53% possession. They outpossessed Chelsea.
Wow.
1 yellow card. They had 4 corners, and Chelsea had 3. So you're right. I think 3-1 doesn't tell the story. But, that's football.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the fixtures for week 2 and make a quick prediction of who's going to take it.
Okay, I like that.
Looks like the first matchup is going to be Everton West Brom. Who do you guys have?
Sorry, Gibbo. Sorry, Gibbo.
I
Kieran
know.
Gibbs.
I love Kieran Gibbs too.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going Everton with at least a 2-0.
You think it'll be a 2-0? I think that's fair.
At least
Yeah.
a 2-0.
Yeah, I think that's
All right.
fair.
Next up, we got Leeds Fulham.
I don't know what their record was in the championship, but if Leeds play the way they played, I've got Leeds going for it.
I think so too. I think it's a good
Leeds.
call.
I would give Leeds. I'll say 2-0 for that one as well. No, you know what? I'm gonna give it 2-1. I think Mitrovic scores a banger or something this week. But I think
2-1.
I think
It's going to be a one-goal difference.
Yeah, I
A
think
1-0, 2-1. It's going to be a one-goal difference.
Yep.
All right. Next match, we got United versus Crystal Palace. The first time we'll see United this season.
Yeah.
Omar, what you got?
Ooh.
I see a one-goal difference. 1-0. I in my favor of United. 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. Hopefully the attack is a lot better than from the friend that we had against Aston Villa. I'm wanting to see Martial, Rashford, a healthy Greenwood with Van de Beek, Pogba, even and Fernandes in the midfield. And I want to see Luke Shaw attacking the way he was attacking and on that left flank, the way he was doing in the friendly. Him and Van de Beek were linking up pretty good.
Yeah. You know what?
I'm going to consider a draw.
Ooh.
I'm going to say it's going to be 2-2.
Okay.
It's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Okay. I respect that. I'm excited for a couple things. Wan-Bissaka versus Zaha. I want to see that. Wan-Bissaka becoming talented. That's gonna be his job to make sure Will Zaha doesn't just tear down that left flank all day long, you know? I am gonna give, as much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna agree with Omar. I got a 1-goal difference and I got it in United's favor. So a 1-0 or a 2-1.
All right. Next match, it's our boys versus West Ham.
Oh, that's like a 10-0 Arsenal win?
No, it's a 9-1.
It's a 9-1. A repeat. No, in all seriousness.
That was just foreshadowing.
Yeah. In all seriousness,
I see
I'm going to say.
I'll go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to say this one's going to be a 3-1. I'm going to say Arsenal 3-1.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
I think because historically, that's kind of how those games have played out.
Yeah.
But just to shake things up, I'll go with another 3-0.
Sorry, Wilshire.
If Arsenal plays the way they did that first match, I agree with David. I see another 3-0.
All right.
Hopefully this time William scores his free kick.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. All right, moving on to Sunday's fixtures. We got Tottenham versus Southampton in the first early morning game.
I'm going to say Southampton 2-0. Danny Ings brace. That's what I'm going with.
Wow.
Damn.
That's bold.
Yeah, I went for it.
I think I'm going to go for another draw. I think I'm going to go for a 1-1.
1-1?
I think I'm gonna go.
I think Kane will finally, break his duck, and then I want to say Nathan Redmond is going to score the other one to tie.
Okay.
Omar, who do you have?
I think I'll go with the 1-0 in favor of Southampton with the goal by Ings.
Yeah, Ings tore it up last season, man.
Ings,
sounds like we all got Tottenham losing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
All right.
It's just
we got Newcastle versus Brighton. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 to Newcastle.
We got Dragneel in the chat saying if we play really good, he guesses 2 or 3 to 1 for Arsenal, and he agrees with the legend Ings. Yep.
Yes. Believe in that man.
I told you somebody was gonna tell. It's a Gooners camp, but he has a Man United
Yeah,
shirt on.
it
I
was
told
only a
you
matter
one
of
of them
time.
was. It was either gonna be him or Fern.
Yeah.
I told you it was
Called
him or
it.
Fern.
Called it. Um,
Brighton,
okay,
Newcastle. What do we got, boys?
man. If Brighton plays the way they played against Chelsea, this one's going to be a tough one to. This is a tough one to predict, but it'll be a tough one to, to get right. I think I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 2-2 draw, because I can't honestly. I can't tell you who's the higher goal scoring threat right now, because one of them played West Ham and the other one didn't score. Or I'm sorry,
True.
one of them did score. Trossard scored,
Yeah.
but
That long range effort, they beat Kepa, the 72 million pound Kepa.
2-0.
I'm gonna keep throwing
I'm
it right
sorry,
back in his
2-2.
face.
That's what I
I
meant.
love it.
I'm gonna go with 2-1 in favor of Newcastle.
All right, me and
I
Omar
think
are on the same page on
Newcastle
that
with
one.
Fraser and Wilson in. I think they got some good reinforcements.
Don't sleep on Saint Maximin either.
Yeah,
He's a
that's
baller.
true.
Trust
Saint
me.
That's
Maximin,
true.
Trust me.
solid player.
Ooh, this is a tasty one. Chelsea versus Liverpool.
Ooh.
I think Sadio Mane is gonna get at least a brace. That's what I'm thinking.
Dang.
I'm gonna say Timo Werner wakes up, and you end up with a 3-2 in Liverpool's favor. I think Liverpool's gonna put 3 past Caballero this upcoming weekend.
I'm gonna go with 2-2.
I was kind of thinking a draw too, but I was going 1-1. I think they're gonna cancel each
With the
other
2-2
out. They're gonna cancel
with
each other out. I
with some
feel
defensive mistakes by Liverpool. I think they're gonna make some defensive
They're
mistakes.
making a habit of it.
they are making
Yep,
a bad habit of it.
they're looking like Maguire.
Isn't he in prison or something?
80 pounds for.
Anyway.
Is he? Is he still there?
He got arrested. I think he appealed, and I think he's back
I
in
know.
England. But criminal.
All right, and last of the Sunday fixtures, we got Leicester versus Burnley.
Ooh, Leicester.
Burnley haven't played this season, so
That's why I got to
can't
give
really
it to
base
Leicester.
it off of much.
Again,
I'll go
I'm a fan of Leicester's midfielders, Yuri Tielemans, James Maddison. I'm gonna say Leicester. I'm gonna say Leicester drops at least 3, and I think Vardy gets another brace.
Yeah, I'll go with the
I'm gonna go 2-1.
2-0 for I'll go 2-0 for Lancaster with the brace from Vardy as well.
Yeah, 3-0 is my prediction. Leicester 3, Burnley 0.
I'll go 2. Give Burnley a shot at something, a little benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I want to say. I'm gonna say 2-1 to Leicester.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna
Not
say.
ruling Burnley out.
Yeah, I see them doing that. I see maybe McNeil scoring the goal, the youngster for Burnley.
Okay.
And then moving on to Monday's fixtures, we got Aston Villa for their opening weekend against Sheffield United.
Let's see. Villa versus Sheffield.
Sheffield looked really poor in the first half versus Wolves.
I'll go 1-0 in favor of Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think I would have called it a draw if they had been playing. If Sheffield United was, I guess it doesn't make that big an impact these days. But if Sheffield United were home, I would have called it a draw. But I think I agree with you. Villa 1-0.
I would have called the draw if Sheffield United still had Dean Henderson.
Oh, you think Dean Henderson made that much of a difference, huh?
I think he does.
He did. He did make a big difference at Sheffield.
What is it, Ramsdale?
Yeah, he had a couple good saves,
Bournemouth?
right?
I don't know, man. I don't know if he's good enough to be playing for Sheffield, and I don't know. After what I saw from Dean Henderson, I think Ramsdale's a very big step down from what
Yeah.
they had. I think they should have secured his services, honestly. But we don't know what goes on in the
Yeah.
back.
And finally, the last match of match day 2. Who you got?
Wolves and City.
Wolves, one of the only teams. I think City beat Liverpool once. I'm sorry, I think Liverpool beat. Yeah, City beat Liverpool once last season, right? So I think Wolves was one of the only teams that beat City both times. Both times they've met in the league.
You know what? That wouldn't surprise me.
And Wolves, I think it was one of them was 2-0, the other one was 3-0. Or 3-1 or something like that. But Raul
I'm gonna
Jimenez
call
and
this one.
Adama Traore, both of them just tearing it up.
I'm gonna call this one a tie. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Yeah, look,
I'm gonna go 2-2.
in December,
2-2.
Wolves beat City 3-2. And prior to that, they met in October where Wolves won 2-0. We're going to see City debut. It's
Ferran
kind of hard to
Torres'
say.
Premier League debut.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with the draw. I think it's going to be a 2-2.
I'm gonna go 2-2 with at least one goal by Jimenez.
Our boy Jimenez, yep.
Yep.
I agree. All right. Does that I think that covers it. We went a little over an hour 6 minutes, but good topics, good discussion. No complaints. You guys got anything else to add?
No, I think we covered everything. We got our predictions.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in on Twitch and on YouTube. We appreciate it. This has been the NorCal Gooners podcast featuring a Manchester United guest here. So tune in next
And
time.
the official creative director of
that's right.
NorCal Gooners.
The official creative director, Omar Fernandez, graphic designer. Get at him. He made this really cool overlay. He's got our whole theme down, our logo. Follow him on Instagram. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week with another recap and some more predictions and stuff. All right. Thanks.
All right. Peace.